Greetings and welcome to this video blog. Today I will share another chapter of the Twin Flame story, and so you can understand a little bit about where he was coming from in regards to the way he related to other people. I would have to share some part of his life from his point of view, at least from what he shared with me, and why it was so difficult every time we would talk, and how he would hurt me, or I allowed him to hurt me more than anything else. He came from a family where there was a lot of aggressiveness, and according to what he told me, he endured some bullying in his home as well as in school. So he was a kind of boy that grew up reading books and creating his own world from the books. And the only place where he liked to be and to go was a place on the beach, where they had this house on the beach, and where they spent mostly the summers. He would enjoy the beach. There was not much aggression, and he would spend a lot of the time reading the books that he loved and creating his own inner reality. Sorry, but I'm still in Florida. I'm sweating like hell. That's how the weather is over here, at least this time of the year. And so he grew up always in this bubble, protecting his emotions so he can survive. I think the same situation was for his siblings. And that's the case for a lot of people that grow up in very hostile environments, in the family environment and society environment, that they need to protect themselves somehow in order to survive. I mean, it's just a survival mechanism. But the consequences that had was that he was unable to relate on an intimate level, mostly because of fear. So he lived, his true self lives inside of him in a jail, like in a cage, that it doesn't want to come out because he doesn't want to get hurt. That was the reason maybe why he didn't ever open up to anybody else. Why he opened to me is a mystery to me. According to what he said, it was the first time he opened up to somebody. Why he trusts me, he never answered, because I asked him many times, why do you trust me? Was it because I was a therapist? He doesn't know. He doesn't know the answers. He doesn't even know why he continues his relationship with me in spite of liking other girls, or having relationships with friends and coming and going. So this difficulty that he had to relate at an intimate level always made him want to control the way things happen in a relationship. I mean, we communicated when he wanted. He would respond only when he wanted. If I suggested something, he would choose to put it off until he was ready. And since at a very intimate level, of the family level, he was hurt very much. He learned to hurt to the closest relationships, and I was probably his closest relationship, yet it was the most painful, at least for me. I mean, he was hurting all the time. He was taught to do that, and he did it out of a defense mechanism. According to him, even up to now, I'm probably the one that knows him the best, yet I'm not the closest. I mean, there's something there that doesn't allow him to acknowledge the strength of this relationship. The only thing he knows is that if we separate from each other for a while, then something makes us come back. It has happened all the time and over the years. I would believe that I could help him as much as he is teaching me the lessons. But I guess it's the way we look at things, the way we manage the things that happen to us, that makes them a lesson or just another thing in life. I chose to learn something from this relationship, and mainly because I wanted to find out what was at that subtle level, at the, I can call now, spiritual level, that kept us so strongly together. And my curiosity to find out what it was all about took me to an amazing journey of learning how to go out of the typical emotional way we relate. I know there are people that are not jealous. I know there are people that are not possessive in their relationships. But deep down inside, we have this feeling that when we are involved in a relationship, that person sort of belongs to us. There's a belonging sense. So, learning about relationship, learning that how we normally relate to the closest relationships, and discovering that there are other ways of interacting and having a very intimate relationship without even being physically intimate, is one of the things that I kept learning as I went along in this situation with him. So I think it was a good idea to share a little bit about where he was coming from and why this was so hard. I mean, I had this desire to have more intimacy, more closeness, like, some words of comfort, some words of affection that I never got from him. And whenever he said something little affectionate, and I would really, oh my God, he said something, he would immediately go back, step back. I go, oh gosh, I don't know how to deal with this. I simply don't know. So one of the things that I wonder very much about it is that if we are twin flames, what does his level of awareness say about me? We're completely, I thought I felt that, I mean, we are completely in opposite ends. He's completely disconnected, and I believe I'm relatively very well connected to these inner realms and the spiritual dimensions, and he's not. So I was asking myself, what does this say about my real level of awareness? I mean, how can we be twin flames and he be at one extreme and me at the other extreme? Or is it really that way as I perceive it? Or maybe I'm completely in a very low level of evolution according to what I was seeing in him. I had not found all the answers I'm looking for regarding the relationship. Some were more evident as we came along, and obviously others will keep appearing as I get ready to hold the answer, because it's mostly about becoming ready to hold an energy at a certain level. And so I will share more about the actual things that happened and the mystical things, especially the mystical things, are were the most amazing part of the story, were all the mystical things that were happening. But that on the next video blog. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them on the space, on the link I've left in the description area, that takes you directly to the blog, and that you can interact with other people that have had experiences like this and that are also looking for answers and wanting to figure out what is it about these unusual relationships that have come forth so strongly in the last 15 years maybe, and that are more evident for people nowadays. Thanks for sharing and being part of the story. There will be more. Until then.